Welcome back, y'all. This is part 2 of fermented hot pepper sauce. We have had these peppers into a mash and they've been fermenting now for 6 weeks. I was planning on only doing a 4-week ferment, but we got busy, so it ended up being a 6-week ferment, which doesn't hurt a thing. So let me show you what we do with it at this point. Okay. I have my ferment here. All these is this pepper mash. I used the pickle pipe. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to pour this up into here a ½ gallon jar. Very carefully as to not get this juice on me. Now that was almost a full jar. I'm not going to be able to do it all in this first time. Oh, this smells a lot like Tabasco. Alright. That actually ended up to be a little more than I needed in there. I'm going to have to do this in 3 batches. Because I don't want to do it into a gallon jar. That's too much. Let's see what I can do here. So what I need is about a half and half mixture of hot pepper, mash, and vinegar. That looks like about half. Let me get something and wipe this off. So now what I'm going to do is get some vinegar. I will fill up this jar. This is just plain old white vinegar. Actually, I'm going to take this and give this a shake to get the rest of this mash out of here. Get it all. Now I'll finish filling this jar up. I didn't check the pH of this yet. We need a pH of 4.6 for it to be shelf stable. I'll check that after we get it all finished. Rinse this off. Alright, now, what you could have done was taken your mash and put it into a blender or a food processor with your vinegar to mix it. What that does, that's just fine to do, but what that will cause is eventually your hot pepper sauce will separate on the shelf, which isn't a big deal. You just shake it up, incorporate it back together. I'm going to try something new this time. I got a stir plate. This is a stir plate. It is made by IntelliLab. You can see that right there. I haven't tried this before, but we're going to, because I saw a guy on YouTube do it. He had built a stir plate. I was going to build one. Then I found this one on Amazon, and it was cheap enough that I couldn't build one for that. This is what's called a stir bar. It's magnetic. There's a magnetic thing in here, and what you do when you turn it on, that spins. So let me get that down in my jar. I probably should have put that in there first, but we'll see. Let's see if I can get that down in the bottom. It should be down there. I'll put the lid on it. And we'll set it up here. And we'll see what happens. I don't think it's on there yet. I think I know what my problem is. That is not going to work, and I know why. The bottom of this jar is not flat. whereas the bottom of these jars are flat. Alright, I'm going to have to find another jar. Hold on. Okay, now what I did when I put that sauce in the jar, the stir plate wasn't stirring it for two reasons. There were too many seeds still in there. Sometimes, depending on what kind of sauce you're doing, how many seeds you have, the stir plate will stir it just fine with the seeds in it. I'm going to have to strain these. So I'm going to show you how we do that. I've got a real fine mesh strainer here, and it is heavy duty metal. Over a bowl. Pour that in there. So I've been troubleshooting this for a while now. Get all this out, and I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other two jars I have here too. That way when I'm ready to stir that, it'll be ready to do it. There were a lot of seeds in here. Just smash it to get all the good peppers that you can down through this sieve. This thing's popping seeds everywhere. Now with this, we'll just put that in the compost. They should not grow because they've been fermented, so we won't have a compost full of Tabasco pepper plants or anything. And pour this juice back in there. Alright, now, this is what we've done before. Let me see if I can get this in here. So I'll have two batches. This batch, and I'm going to let stir. I'm ready to, now this has the this has a stir bar already in it, and I felt that go on. Okay, what I want to do is get this to go. Start it off slow. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm going to try to move this around just a little bit just to get that funnel in the center. There, that sounds better. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. Alright, and we'll put a lid on that and just let that go. I don't know if I'm going to let it spin a day or 2 days, but the longer you leave that spin, the better emulsified that mixture gets, and the less likely it is to separate once you get it in your jars and bottled. We'll let this go. I'll come back, we'll look at it and give it a taste test, and then we'll bottle it up. Okay, as I said before, we were going to leave this spin on this stir plate for 2 to 3 days. It's been 2 days, and we're going to go ahead and bottle it. What I've got are these bottles. They come with the little snap cap. That's a reducer, so that you can just regular hot sauce bottle, and the cap. They also have seals, shrink wrap seals, that we'll get to later. I probably won't worry with that right now. Alright, this is still stirring. Bring this out here. Now, I have a pH tester. What I've done is I've taken a spoon and I've taken some of the hot sauce out here into this bowl. What you want is a pH of 4.6 or lower in order for it to be shelf stable without water bathing it or anything. Let me turn this off, turn it back on because I left it to the air too long. Okay, we're at 0. I'm going to go in here. We are at 3.7576. So we are well below the pH for this to be shelf stable. I'm going to rinse the end of this. We're going to wipe it and then we're going to wick this bulb dry. I'm going to do that every time. Okay. Now, let's bottle some hot sauce. I may just very well make a mess too, so just be prepared. Let's turn this off. Now, this is only half of the hot sauce, so I'm going to have to spin the other half. And I'm probably going to have to buy some more bottles, because I only bought 24 and I wasn't planning on having this much sauce. And the reason that we decided to spin this was because if you don't spin it, it will separate. It doesn't matter if it separates. You can just blend this up like we said earlier in a food processor or in a blender. But once it's on your shelf, it will separate. This should not, because it's been spinning so long and it's just been incorporated together. And we tasted this earlier, and I'll tell you what, it'll light you up.
I wouldn't fill it too full.
So.
Yeah, I don't know about going that full. I may dump some of that out.
I think it'd be just fine. So, John, you want to bring that jar over here so they can see what it looks like, the one we have not spun yet, and how it's separated.
Don't know if they can tell or not the difference, but we'll find out. We'll zoom in on it. You can see how it's darker here, clearer here, and that's how it's been separated. That's what she's talking about. It's a nice dark red.
Yep, it is a nice dark red. Like I said, you don't want to use, not going to have to use much of it. Oops. You want to give me those other bottles, John?
Yep.
Get these over here.
You may have enough there.
You may have enough for this batch, but I'm probably going to have to get more for the other ones.
Yes.
But I have Amazon Prime, so I'll have it in 2 days, and I'm going to let the next batch spin for 3, so it'll be fine. The ones that I get a little too full, I'll just pour it back into the bucket here in a minute. Just a tiny bit of it, and keep filling. Maybe I didn't need those other bottles. Will you come hold this? funnel for me? I'll try not to get any on you. Okay. Move it over. Here, I think I'm just going to take a chance here. And there's our stir bar.
Oh.
Right in there.
Yep. Been clicking for a couple of days. Yep.
What I want to do is I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to wipe off the tops of all these bottles.
We've already had people asking us for bottles.
Oh yeah.
Once they found out we were making hot sauce, everybody's like, I want a bottle, I want a bottle. So some of these will be for Christmas gifts.
And I'll tell you, this little stir plate right here, there are several videos out that will tell you how to make one. This thing works just fine, and it was $29. And to be honest with you, by the time I took the time to build one,
Which one should pull it up?
the $29
To have it shipped to the door was
to have it shipped to the door, and I didn't have to mess with it. All I had to do is plug it in and turn it on. It was well worth it. I think this is going to last probably as long as we're making hot sauce, because we don't make it a lot of it. We'll make it every year, but
And we'll put those in the link below along with the stir bars.
yeah, we are now any of the links that we will be putting up from here on out for Amazon. They are affiliate links.
So that would help us out if you click the link and you go buy something, you go through that link. That'll give us some credit. It doesn't cost you anything. But you're going to start seeing more of those links, things we use here on the farm and the homestead. You know, we try to buy local and shop local, but there's just certain things that are hard to find, or it's cheaper online, and we're like everybody else, we're on a budget. So, but we started with the program with Amazon to try to generate a little bit of revenue to come put back into the homestead.
And we will not be putting links just to put links. If we don't use it,
Right.
and don't like it,
Right.
if I get something to try and I don't like it, I'm not going to give you a link and tell you to go buy it. It's that simple. I mean,
Right.
I wouldn't expect anybody to do that, and I won't do that either. So
So how many bottles we got there?
we've got 3, 6, 9, 11 bottles. We've got 24.
20. We bought 24
We bought
bottles.
24. We've got 11.
So
I think
plus-
we're going to be good. We're not going to have to buy any more.
No. Plus, like I said, we still got the other batch to put on there and stir for the next 3 days, 2 or
Yes.
3 days. So it smells really good here. It smells like Tabasco.
Yes, it does.
But I was really surprised.
Gotta get this off of here
Yeah.
before it stains.
Really surprised how easy it was to make.
Hand me one of those little bands. Like I said, these came with shrink bands. I'm not going to just go over it right now. Basically, this is what you do. It's just this little black band, and you would put it around here like this,
Let me zoom in.
hold it in place, and hit it with a hairdryer, and it'll shrink. And it's got a perforation in it to get it off, just like the ones in the store.
Okay.
But that's how that is to
That's
make
pretty
sure
good.
that the seal's not broken before you use it. I'm happy with this.
Smells good. Smells amazing.
Alright, see y'all later.